Another week, another Primaris Space Marine release.
Spiky bits.
What's up, hobby maniacs? Baer with you again today, checking out the brand new, or the latest brand new Primaris, bigger sized Marines for Warhammer 40k 8th edition. We've got the new Inceptor multi-part kits with the sweet ass Reentry welder mask helmets right there, with the dope plasma and the assault bolters, the upgrade set, and the new dice set, which is, these are actually kind of interesting. It's like one of each for like each color. You got like a chaplain die, you kind of got like a librarian die, you got like a normal mechanicus die, so it's like one for each special character, and an apothecary die. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea, like how they did it. It's pretty neat. $20 US for the dice set, $50 for the Inceptors, and $15 for the upgrade set right here. So dope little lineup. Week, I don't even know. I can't remember a time when there wasn't a Primaris Space Marine release, right? It's been a while, and they've been hot and heavy on these releases, but I think it is all about to come to an end next week when the new Age of Sigmar stuff finally hits, and there's a bunch of start collecting boxes for that, so we'll see how much of a value those things are. But today we're looking at the upgrade sprue. Now this is the first official product or accessory that's made specifically for Primaris Space Marines, and you can see it's a little deceptive, right? Because you look at it and you're like, well, not deceptive in a bad way, just from a point of perspective, I guess, is, oh, cool, look at the shoulder pads. And like, if you showed this to somebody and you did not tell them this was Primaris, you really couldn't tell, right? Because it's like the same size shoulder pads, which we already know, GW said. It's the same size heads, again, GW said. And the arms are just, they're negligible. Like, you can't really tell just by glancing at that in the same context as these other bits that that's a Primaris, right? Unless you're that familiar and you've put that many of them together, I suppose. So it's kind of interesting to see, like, oh, okay, yeah, I see it now that you say it, but I didn't like know just glancing at it. And there you can see how everything kind of goes together. It's got the scabbard, the gladius, the sword out, because remember, the sergeant can have a power sword. However, the one is not included in the multi-part Inceptor box set. And then of course pads for the first time designed for Primaris Marines, but again, we know that they use the same size pads, so technically any normal plastic pad will work, but it might not have the same like shrapnel guard kind of thing right here, right? So just one of those little weird things that make you go, kind of moments about the new upgrade sprue here. Now there's no detractor to it. It's about the same price as the normal Ultramarine upgrade sprue we saw a couple summers ago when the normal Space Marine books came out in 2014. There was, remember, they came out with the Blood Angel upgrade and Dark Angels upgrade. This is very similar, very familiar to that. You only get 6 pads on this one though, plus the 3 kind of sergeant pads over here. So that being said, I don't think it's a bad thing per se. These are definitely designed. They put 3 of these on here probably for the aggressors, or I suppose you could use them for the Inceptors. Or, yeah, the Inceptors. And then these guys are just the normal Primaris Inceptor or Intercessor squad. So many things that sound the same. Even I'm getting them confused. Dun-dun-dun. I'll be here all night. Thanks, folks. But there it is. Not a bad little upgrade kit. And just to give you an idea of how they look, let's zoom in on this bad boy right here. This is one of the Primaris Space Marines. The Hero Hammer Studios painted up with that sweet marble base. The Ultra, I want to say this was Ultra Temple base from Secret Weapon Miniatures. But you can see, they definitely fit right on there. No problems to it right there. And then the arms themselves are definitely the same type of size and consistency, so you don't have to worry about it not fitting, I suppose. But yeah, just one of those weird coinky dinks, I suppose, just to keep in mind. So that is the upgrade sprue. Now, moving on, let's do the dice, because I actually like these dice. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like all of the dice they put out with the symbol on the 6s. I just think that's smart, right? But these are pretty cool. You get a whole grip of them, right? They're $20 US. They're made from that better quality stuff. They seem to roll pretty well from what I've seen. Now, the skulls are the 1, and the symbols are the 6. So you got the Librarium, or Librarius symbol right here. So these are your librarian dice. Blue makes sense. These are your tech marine dice, right? And these actually are kind of weird because I don't know. So there's your 1, and then, oh, it's the Mechanicus symbol is on the 6. These are your apothecary dice. Obviously, the Medicum, whatever it's called, symbol is right there for the 6. And then the chaplain symbol, skull and crossbones, is the 6, and the normal skull is the 1. So you see a 1, it's generally, or you see a little skull, it's generally a wound. You see a symbol, and it's going to be a 6. So neat little set, just for all your special characters. You could use these for wounds. Put them next to your guys. You know, if you're running the Primaris characters and such. Just a really cool little kind of thing for them that I don't think is too bad of a value if you're just looking for something to blow 20 bucks on at the game store for your new Marines. And then, of course, there's the Primaris Inceptors squad, not Intercessors, Inceptors squad. This is the multi-part kit for the Orbital Reentry Marines, and with those dope optional helmets right there if you want to have the look of, hey, I just came in, just dropped in from space, and boy, my exosuit is tired. Again, I'll be here all night with these jokes. So it comes with the Assault Bolter or the Plasma Exterminator variant weapons right there. And actually, the funny part is for those, which you're about to see, is that's a whole different set of arms. So if you buy these guys and you say, hey, I want the bolter or whatever, then you're going to have the plasma arms separate. So you could actually put those on a different plasma or a different Primaris size Marine and have a whole different kind of look, you know, like maybe Hellblasters or something. I don't know what you could do with them, but you have some options there for sure. And then the Sergeant, of course, has that dope little styling. Now again, they're using that crazy little flight stem thing that doesn't seem to make sense when you put it in there. I don't know how it's supposed to stick. I haven't had much luck. I had to drill out the holes myself on my interceptor models, but so far so good as far as that is concerned. But I've heard a lot of people out there doing a lot of different crazy things. Now this is going to give you 2 sprues to make the 3 models. Comes with, of course, the 40 mil bases, and again, we talked about those flight stands. We first saw those with the Caradon Overlords, the engineer guys, little jumpy balloon mans. So 2 sprues in here with a lot of different upgrade options. Let me show you how this all goes together. So first off, let's zoom this out a little bit so you can get the big feel for all this. So first off, you're going to put the jet packs together with all the atmospheric, they call these grav chute vanes. We've seen the same ones on the Reavers, right? But I guess they're kind of vectoring type things. I don't know how it works. I'm not a re-entryologist. I don't know how you drop in from space. I assume there's some heat exchange involved. But other than that, they just look cool. Inceptor A is going to be an assembly with the exoskeleton, exosuit kind of leg type thing here. The legs themselves are very simple to go together. You just snap on or glue on the little exoskeleton leg at the bottom, front and left torso, or front and back torso right there. And then you're going to get to the option where you choose a helmet style or you choose a weapon style right there. The Plasma Exterminators are going to have a separate front piece right there and have all the wiring that leads to the back, which you can see here. It's a separate bit. If you want to go with the Assault Bolters, again, look, this is a different numbered arm. There are 2 separate arms in here. And for all those people out there that don't like that blast shield or that little retaining piece on the front, I don't know what that thing's called, but some people don't like it. Well, you don't have to put it on there. You can just use this bit right here and just have your barrel and your drum-fed magazine right there, and you're good to go, I suppose. So that will give you extra pieces depending on what you want to do. Then you put on the left and right pads and the jump pack on the back, and you're off to the races. And that's how all of them go together right there, depending on what you want to do with the helmets and things itself. Now, as far as rules go, we did see some separate rules for them that came out. Of course, we didn't know that there would be a variant that involved having these plasma weapons right here, but again, you can supercharge them if you want to go up to strength 8, so you have a better chance of wounding stuff, whether it's, you want to wound stuff down at like toughness 4, and have that awesome roll, or you want to just be able to wound light vehicles that are like toughness 7. But again, on a hit of 1, the bear is slain after all the weapon shots have been resolved. So at least there's that, and the shots at least won't be in vain if you do roll a 1 and you have multiple shots. But they are D3, assault D3, same profile, except for it is strength 8 and D3 damage if you supercharge the plasma exterminator weapons right there. And for the rest of the weapons, we already knew what the assault bolter did. It's strength 5. It's basically a heavy bolter for the most part, with the assault profile and half the range, with of course a neg 1 AP and 1D damage right there. So now as far as points goes, the Inceptor models, let's see, those are what, a fast attack. Inceptor squad is 3 to 6, 30 points each, down from 45 initially in the Index Astartes. And if you take the plasma exterminators, 28 points a pistol, or I guess the pair of pistols counts as the exterminator. So 28 points right there. Or the assault heavy bolter is 15 points. So you're looking at 45 all day, or 48, no, or 58 if you're taking the plasma variety right there. And they do have the meteoric descent, the crushing charge, and the combat squad abilities, all special rules we have seen in the past right there. So let's look at the models themselves, because I think that's probably worth a look, right? So first up, the first sprue. You can see here you've got the external engines, the assembly here, the armor plate for the assault bolter. Got the legs, got the backs, got the fronts to the torsos. You're gonna have the little hookups for the wires right here, 2 parts to all that. The front halves of the plasma exterminators, and then all of your brackets over here for the assault bolters as well. And there's your EVA, or your Reentry helmets. I kind of envisioned a clear bubble kind of helmet, kind of like the Russian cosmonauts and things had of yesteryear, some stuff we saw in Halo, but that doesn't look to be the case. Looks to be just a kind of a welder mask kind of type deal there. The other sprue is going to have the rest of the backpacks, the front halves, or the stock and the arms of the plasma exterminators, the shoulder pads themselves, the reentry, or the grav chutes, or the reentry veins, whatever you want to call them, those funny pieces on the front of the assault bolter that you don't have to use, the halves to the assault bolter, front and right, or left and right, they go on the front, and the exo harness for the feet right there. So lots of cool pieces on here for the models themselves. And like I said, you're going to have extra arms to go along with your models, depending on which versions you decide to build, which could lead to some really interesting conversion potential out there, especially if you don't want to buy like Hellblasters or maybe something like that in the future. So that's pretty much it. I don't know what we're gonna win, or if we will see new Primaris Marines. Maybe we'll see some stuff when some of the factions come out. There is talk of a heavy Primaris tank coming out from Forge World that we saw at Forge World Open over the weekend. And other than that, that's pretty much it. That seems to be on the horizon, with the shift to Age Sigmar, which might be a springboard on into the Chaos Death Guard release, shooting on into fall, when we should expect 7 more Codex books to be coming out between now and Christmas time. So it's an exciting time to be in the hobby, that's for sure. No one ever doubted that in 8th edition. That's 100% for sure. So thanks for watching this video. We cannot make these without you guys watching, so super appreciate it there. If you like what we do, please also subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications so you can be the very first to comment and thumbs up our videos, and head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the 8th edition battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.